Alright, Shalom. I want to start off by giving our praise, honor, and glory due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. I'd like to give double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who I learned this truth from. And I'd like to say peace and salutations unto the hopefully elect. And today, it's going to be another episode of Madness in Modern Day Sodom, where I highlight, the homosexuality and sexual immorality that goes on in this place, Babylon the Great America, you know, and I have a few clips lined up, so I'm just gonna play a few clips, read a few scriptures. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying and straight to the point. And as always, I'm gonna give a disclaimer that the clips that I'm gonna feature are very vexing, so viewer discretion is advised, and also any clip that I am featuring in this video is being used for educational purposes only. I'm not making any money off of anyone else's content. It is being used again for educational purposes. So fair use, fair use, fair use. So let's get into it. I'm gonna start with this, man.
I ain't gonna lie, this shit making it hard for the females to fuck with me, son. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Oh,
They
nigga,
last tweaking. I last tripping. Females, look, when I hit trannies, I use condoms. I don't fuck no trannies, bro, son. My damn.
I need
They don't want to be really fucking trannies. All I do is get here, get something else for some fucking trannies, son. But when I do hit a tranny, I use a condom on my damn Magnum, to be exact.
Yeah, this shit crazy, bro. You saw that shit, man?
Yeah, so you got this Jake that's justifying dealing with a transformer, which is just another man. And this is why the Lord got to get rid of you niggas, man. This is why. Because you literally just went, whether that was Facebook Live or Instagram, don't really matter, but the fact that you went live and admitted that on the internet says a lot about you. And these are the type of niggas that, you women love, man. These dreadhead, over emotional street niggas that are really homos on the low. And a lot of y'all know this, but y'all still choose to deal with them anyway. Let's play this next clip.
Bend over, show them cheeks. Hold up, I see the teeth. Take your time with it. It's good at it. You love how it's taste. Baby, you throw the layers when you this deep.
And you seen what he was doing, man. Jake, man, you niggas gotta go, man. Next one.
Y'all said Cardi B's gonna come for me. Bitch, her baby daddy was in my DMs. I ain't worried about that, bitch. You stayed with the man that embarrassed you in front of the world. Who's the fool? Next. Please. Nicki Minaj dog walked her with every single aspect. Nicki Minaj will always be the queen. You had 3 kids with someone that cheated on you with everybody in LA. He was never home. Bitch, please. When your ex is in my DMs, sit on it.
And for those, it shouldn't be hard to tell, but for those that don't know, this is a man. This is a man, an Edomite man. He's known for being high years. So I'm gonna say, and this is why, this place is gonna go out the way it is, the same way Sodom and Gomorrah went out, man. Ancient Sodom and Gomorrah went fire because of the, alternative lifestyle that goes on here, man. That's exactly why. So let's play this next one.
So this is something I've never seen before. It's a mother, a daughter,
impregnated by the same man.
And what are their names?
This is Nicole. Nicole, you want to say hi? She has the hiccups, so
Your daughter is so beautiful.
she's adorable, and we love her so much.
And this is Nick Jr.
Nick Jr.?
Yes. Very sweet boy.
Where did you find inspiration for that?
Oh wow.
Nicholas.
Nicholas, yeah.
He's my junior.
I feel like that's every man's dream, is to name their child
For sure.
their first name
And he's
Junior.
a perfect boy.
Oh, he is such a good boy.
And we wanted to give Nicole some sort of, a name that's kind of tied to Nicholas as well, because at the end of the day, my mom and I both love Nick so much.
Yeah, the babies are also so tied together. They're literally like a month apart,
Yeah.
So we wanted them to have that bond.
So this is
And that's off. No, it's nothing wrong with a man having, two different women, but this particular situation is off because it's a mother and a daughter. You can either deal with the one or the other. If her mother, she may be a widow, her husband may have died, that woman can remarry, if that's the case, or if you met her daughter, you have to deal with one or the other. Man, that's off. This is wickedness. And then it's also confusion, right? Because he's dealt with her mother, right? So his son, is her brother, is his girlfriend's brother. So that's her brother, which is off. And then the daughter that he had with, the daughter, that is the other woman's granddaughter. And the two babies are siblings. Like, it's just a bunch of confusion, man. It's a bunch of confusion, and that's off. If you're going to deal with a woman, you can't deal with her next of kin. You can't deal with her mother. You can't deal with her sister. If I'm not mistaken, you may not be able to deal with her cousin either, which, I'm going to grab that in the scriptures just to, make sure, but you can't deal with a woman that's next of kin, so there's nothing wrong with having, multiple women, but if it's a mother and a daughter or two sisters, it's off. Don't do that. Next one.
My brother, a princess. What did I say? I was a man. Y'all said I was a man, so come outside. Come outside for real. Like, dead ass. Like, come outside. What we doing? I'm not understanding. Y'all was
And as you can clearly see, he's holding his weapon. He ain't even holding it right. Ain't no telling if this is a skit. Maybe, maybe not, but you niggas have to go, man. Y'all gotta go. Next one.
Hey, Blueface, I saw your little video. At first, I wasn't down. Normally, I work with well-endowed, well-hung professionals, and you haven't really proven yourself. I don't know what it looks like. But after a long conversation with my husband here, I've decided that I'm willing to make an exception. You have 2 weeks. That should be enough time to get tested, to get your stamina up, to just get all around prepared. I want you showered. You, me, a cameraman, and my husband sitting in a little chair in the corner watching us. Let's go.
Let's go.
And then this isn't new, because as you can clearly see, December 1st, so that's the last month. But either way it go, everybody should know about, Adam 22 and his wife Lena. They're pretty much swingers at this point. And this dude's a cuck. He allows his wife to sleep with, different men. And, do it on camera, But what? There's also, his response to that, which is this right here.
I saw your little video. At first, I wasn't down. Normally, I work with well-endowed, well-hung professionals, and you...
No, that's not it. But, at least he had enough sense to decline her offer. Because again, you're not supposed to sleep with a married woman. Again, you can deal, with a woman as long as, she is not married or betrothed to another man. That's lawful. But if you can't deal with a woman, that belongs to another man. And in today's society, boyfriends, but if a woman is with another man, you can't deal with her. That's adultery. So, this next one.
It's fun to stay at the
So, you clearly see, she went from getting tossed around to married. So, she's upset that she's married, so she can't do the madness that she was doing. This is why fire is gonna be sent to this place, man. It's exactly why. And you have this right here. This guy says calls on the alphabet community to fight Trump.
All of us are dismayed by the present state of the union. This is no time to give up. It's time to get up. Get up and fight back. Get up. Continue to fight. And what's the fight all about? It's not hyper. It's about protecting the Constitution. All of us.
What are they fighting for? Is my question. What is the alphabet community fighting for? I mean, you have rights. You have more rights than the average American citizen. Obama gave you the right to get married. What more do you people want? Is my question. What are you fighting for? Okay. And everybody should know this guy right here, man.
I'm gonna knock you out, I'm gonna dig in your butt. That's what I told him. I'm gonna knock you out and I'm gonna dig in your butt. He didn't even know how to translate that, right? So I knew I was fired. So I went downstairs, got my stuff out of my locker. So when I was coming back up to leave the, look all stadium, so what? He's now around a bunch of other black older men. I said the same thing. I said, did he tell y'all I talked about his mama? I said, now let me talk about his kids. And then let me talk about you. I said, look, every one of y'all supervisors, they got an alley back here. Each one of them, one at a time, I take you back there and knock you out, dig in your butt, right? They want to run, then next thing, now we come with security guards. I went on and left the place. But everywhere in Atlanta, I've seen the same thing in the bus station up in Atlanta, a bunch of gay people running everything in Atlanta, black men. Only people really make it in Atlanta is black ladies because they get along with the.
And yeah, you heard what he said, man. So everybody know this dude is a well-known sodomite, man. Just out doing what he is doing, Next one.
Bonnie Blue has been arrested in Bali alongside 14 Australians as part of a police raid targeting suspected pornography operations. She now faces up to 15 years in prison for activities prohibited locally. After police confiscated items including camera equipment and clothing, the internet erupted in outrage over the near illegal recruitment and exploitation of underage boys. Everyone is asking the same question: how could this possibly be legal? The madness unfolding inside the bus, as leaked footage reveals, involves severe misconduct that likely violates multiple laws. Search Bonnie Blue Bus and you won't find sensationalism. You'll find damning evidence of criminal activity. For those still curious about the bus's location, wake up. This isn't some urban legend. It's a vicious crime that must be stopped. Bonnie's silence may be grabbing attention, but the law won't stay quiet. The damage she's inflicting on young people through that bus is far more severe and systematic than any exploitation at a frat party. It's time to take action. If you've ever witnessed or stepped foot on that bus, leave a message in the comments or contact the police directly. This isn't just for yourself. It's to prevent more victims from emerging.
Yeah, she's running around. She's arrested now. She may be out, but it don't really matter. But this is what she is doing.
It might be for the best because the cameras have picked up some, shall we say, slightly uncomfortable footage.
So yeah, she's riding around, picking up dudes, just doing what she does, man. Excuse me. Wish that that woman's gonna get what she has coming to her, And everybody's familiar with Marlon Wayans. That picture isn't new. But you know, 50 Cent was trolling them. And I'm gonna just let the video speak for itself, man.
My asshole been open more than it's been ever in my life.
Should I say I have to take
Everybody, you got one?
But girls
Bro,
don't do that.
my shit runny. Diddy took my ass. My shit, you can't hold it no more. My shit been runny ever since. My asshole been open more than it's been ever in my life, man. When I try to fart, my shit come out. It's crazy. Bro, I've been, yo.
All right, so can we get through? It's serious. Okay, we good. That's all you gotta say. Next time you stuck behind a gate, just say, Diddy made you, like, what
Yeah, so you heard what Ray J said, man. Now, regardless if this dude is trolling or not, we already know how that dude get down, man. So, it's not surprising. Man, next one.
You ain't gonna believe this. So we put everybody through a body scanner to make sure that they're not trying to bring guns and knives and drugs into the jail. Well, you might have thought Walter was bringing drugs into the jail. He brought a thermos into the jail. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
He put it up the exit ramp. You know what I mean? A thermos about this size.
Yeah, man, that dude is tripping. You know, why? I don't know. I'm just at a loss for words off that one. You know, put a thermos in his, I don't know. My God, next one. And as always, man, each clip always gets worse than the last.
Y'all father share this shit, man. This my new chick right here. And she cut that off, so you feel me? I can't say I like, she cut that shit off. I just mean I cut that shit off yesterday. She cut that shit off. That shit gone though. Ain't no dick right here, son. They got panties on. Look, ain't no dick right here. Y'all man, what y'all got to say now, son? Ooh, your pussy wet too, man. Damn.
I'm so hot.
She look better than most of y'all females on this motherfucker, son.
Them bitches know that. All them hoes know that.
Know that.
Bitch, nigga, my mama dead.
Yeah, man. You niggas have to go. You niggas gotta go, man. Cause that's insane. You know, yeah, I mean, yeah, I can't say I don't. You're a sodomite, dude. Just stop it. Just stop it. You niggas will say anything to try to justify not being a sodomite, bro. You are. Play a couple more and that'll be it, man. But this is just to show you what goes on in this place, man. And why it's gonna go out in the fashion that it is. Look at this madness. You know, which, they've been, perverting these cartoons, man, but, they're just getting more and more blatant with it, you know. Let me see.
You're having sex with a whole fucking faggy. I don't mean it like that, but you said you are a she. You said your pronoun was she, right? When I asked you what your fucking pronoun was, you said she, didn't you? When I asked you what your fucking pronoun was, you said she, Didn't you? Didn't you, Devin? You said your pronoun was she.
Who fuck what?
And then you done fucked her, right?
You fuck me?
Y'all was finger popping. Y'all smell like sex.
You fucking dumb.
Flashback. What y'all in here doing? It's stinking. Saying Tracy, you in here getting fucked. And I'm gonna get this video to your boyfriend. And I'm gonna tell him this who you having sex with.
Bitch, I will see you outside.
Turn your wig around. Turn around. Let me see your wig in the bed. Turn around. Walk in. Come here. Come here. Let me see that wig in the bed. Let me see that wig in the bed. Yup. Chantrice was fucking him.
Man, oh man. Play this last one.
Obama, he made a comment about how every man, they should have at least one gay friend in their circle because it helps with understanding, empathy, and support.
Well, in his book, he's got several pages where he says he contemplated becoming a gay man. He got suspended when he was in grad school because he couldn't keep his hands off of certain boys. And he used to patronize certain bathhouses in the Chicago area. So he pushed that stuff. And then it comes out his caretaker in Indonesia in the compound he stayed in was, guess what? So it's not surprising.
So yeah, and everybody should know about Obama. Everybody knows, dude. He ain't right. You know, he pitched for the same team, and then it's been brought out many a times that Michelle is actually Michael. You know, so this transformerism, it ain't nothing new, but it's just getting more. The technology that they have today to make a man look like a woman is straight madness. So let's just get into it, man. Bring out the scriptures. So I'm gonna start with the book of Leviticus chapter 18 and verse 22. It says, "Thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind. It is abomination." All right, man. A man isn't supposed to deal with another man. You're straight and to the point, man, because it's off. And the penalty for that is death. Excuse me. And which I'm going to grab in Leviticus chapter 20 and verse 13. And it says, "If a man also lie with mankind, as he lieth with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination. They shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them." And right, man, you're that's the penalty for being a sodomite. For a man dealing with another man, a woman dealing with another woman. You're supposed to be put to death for that because that lifestyle brings death. It doesn't bring forth life. A heterosexual relationship between a man and a woman, through the act of sex brings forth life, which is what a child, So I'm going to get verse 14, and it says, "And if a man take a wife and her mother, it is wickedness. They shall be burnt with fire, both he and they, that there be no wickedness among you." So, right, that dude is off, you know, by dealing with that woman and her mother, and not only dealing with them both, but also having children, you know, because his son is his girlfriend's brother, like, and it's just confusion, man. It's just confusion, a bunch of confusion, you know. So just like it says, if a man takes a woman, and her mother, it's wickedness. So they're going to be burnt up, you know, and those children may also be judged because of what they have done, you know. So I'm going to jump to the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22. And verse 5, and it says, "The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man, neither shall a man put on a woman's garment. for all that do so are abomination unto the Lord Yahweh thy power. And right, man, a man isn't supposed to dress and act like a woman, and then vice versa. A woman isn't supposed to dress and act like a man. But you have a lot of that going on today. And the one clip that I featured, you seen a dude, he had a damn wig on, looking like a woman, and then even the other dudes, those transformers, they have on a woman's garment, it's off, you know, which is going to lead me to this Deuteronomy chapter 23 and verse 17. And it says, there shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel, nor a sodomite of the sons of Israel. And right, man, the women of the nation of Israel, even though this was originally, talking about, temple prostitution, which our people were having sex in the name of, these other gods, you know, but this is still how we're supposed to conduct ourselves as a people. There aren't supposed to be any whores of the daughters of Israel. So, the women aren't supposed to be whores. And just like I said, the sons of Israel aren't supposed to be sodomites, man, because again, we're a royal people. This is why we have the law, statutes, and commandments. This is what separates us from the other nations because we have structure, man. We have particular laws that we live by, that the other nations don't live by, and this is why the Lord is only dealing with Israel because he only gave us his laws, statutes, and commandments. And pretty much most of the law is just the Lord telling us not to do what the other nations do. Whatever we see them do, don't do it, because they're off. So let's get the book of Isaiah, chapter 3, and verse 9. And it says, the show of their countenance doth witness against them, and they declare their sin as Sodom, they hide it not. Woe unto their soul, for they have rewarded evil unto themselves. And right, man, in today's society, people openly declare their sin as Sodom, meaning they're out in the open with it. Once upon a time, it was a shameful thing, for someone to, be openly, with their lifestyle. Now, over time, it's become, people have become so desensitized to it, that it's everywhere. Now, damn near, every, every third person is a mo, and I'm not saying like every third person, but just most of these Americans, identify as, look, as one of the brothers say, ubiquitous, laughing, but it's serious, man. But like a lot of people here participate in that lifestyle, man, and they don't understand the penalty living that lifestyle comes with, you know. So I'm gonna jump to the book of 2 Peter, chapter 2, and verse 6. And it says, and turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemn them with an overthrow, making them an ensample unto those that after shall live ungodly. And right, ancient Sodom and Gomorrah was left as an example of how not to live, and what happened, it was burned, with fire. And that's the very same thing that is going to happen to America, Verse 7, and delivered just Lot, vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked, for that righteous man dwelling among them, and seeing and hearing, vexed his righteous soul from day to day with their unlawful deeds. And as I say, anytime I make one of these videos, man, if you're not in the spirit of our forefather Lot, vexed with the filthy conversation, meaning, the conduct of these people and their literal conversation, how they carry themselves, man, the type of lifestyle they live, just being here in America alone, everything about this place. If it doesn't vex you, then, you're a part of the problem, you know, because this place is extremely vexing, man, because that's one of the things that's pushed here heavily, especially upon the Israelite man, is that alternative lifestyle. Excuse me. You know, so we're in the same spirit a lot, man. You know, we're hoping to be delivered from this place, you know. So I'm gonna get the book of Jude, chapter 1 and verse 7. It says, even as Sodom and Gomorrah and the cities about them in like manner, giving themselves over to fornication and going after strange flesh, are set forth for an example, suffering the vengeance of eternal fire. And right, man, you know, we are not supposed to be living this alternative lifestyle, man. You know, and this is why, again, the same thing that was said in Peter, you know, Jude said, man, Sodom and Gomorrah was left as an example of how not to live. So they were living that alternative lifestyle, doing all type of madness, and look what it got them. You know, it got them burnt up, you know, and we clearly see that, you know, it's pushed heavily the month of June. For an entire month, what do they do? Parade up and down the streets, you know, doing this, even though really it's an all year round thing, you know, but the month of June is when, you know, they, you know, really celebrate, you know, as it says, when they really declare their sin as Sodom, you know. So I'm gonna get this as well, because I almost forgot. But again, just straight into the point, Exodus 20 and 14. It says, thou shalt not commit adultery. So, right, man, you're not supposed to sleep with another man's wife. You know, so again, even though Blueface is a degenerate nigga, you know, at least he did right by declining, you know, her offer to, you know, do. It doesn't matter if she got permission from her husband to do so. That's off. You know, a woman is only supposed to deal with one man her entire life, man, because that prevents whoredom. You know, the only way a woman is able to, you know, deal with another man is if her husband dies. That's it. You know, if her husband dies, she, you know, becomes a widow, and then she is allowed to remarry. Other than that, a woman is not allowed to, you know, deal with multiple men. You know, that's wicked. And again, at least he did right by declining, but he's not one of the elect anyway, so he won't be saved. And I'm going to end it with this. This is the book of Romans, chapter 1, and verse 24. And it says, wherefore Yahweh also gave them up to uncleanness through the lust of their own hearts, to dishonor their own bodies between themselves, who changed the truth of Yahweh into a lie, and worshipped and served the creature more than the Creator, who is blessed forever. Twelve. It says, for this cause Yahweh gave them up unto vile affections, for even their women did change the natural use into that which is against nature, and likewise also the men, leaving the natural use of the woman, burned in their lusts one toward another, men with men, working that which is unseemly, and receiving in themselves that recompense of their error which was meet. And right, man, you see that happening a lot today. You know, women leaving men to go and deal with other women, and vice versa, men leaving women to deal with other men, you know, because like I said, they're burned in their lust, man. The Lord gave them over unto a reprobate spirit, you know, so they're void of judgment, you know. So what? You know, he gave them up also unto vile affections, you know. Excuse me, Salakia. You know, so this is why, you know, you have these flamboyant men out here that deal with other men and don't see anything wrong with it, or they just, you know, just out here, you know, doing all type of madness. And the same thing with the women, you know. And it says the recompense of the error, which is the different diseases that come from living an alternative lifestyle, man. Because again, it's sick, it's disgusting, which is why, again, you people that live this lifestyle, you're going to receive the same judgment that they got in ancient Sodom and Gomorrah, man. You're going to go out by fire, except this time it's going to be way more devastating, man. Because just like ancient Sodom and Gomorrah was left as an example of how not to live, America, aka Babylon the Great, is going to be left as an example of how not to live, man. Because this is one of the main things that is pushed heavily out of this place: homosexuality, sexual immorality, all types of, madness. You know, this is why this place is going to be destroyed in the fashion that it is. So, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash. I'd like to give double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who I let this truth from. And I'd like to say peace and salutations unto the hopefully elect. Till next time I say, Shalom.